It's an amazing thing to see what Jesus calls us to. And it is not more stuff to do. He calls us into a relationship. But we find ourselves again and again not pressing into the relationship, but trying to do more things, trying to be busier. I was with, the book we're going to read that you're invited to purchase and buy. It's a great book by John Ortberg. I was with John Ortberg this last week, and he said this, and I thought, I have got to share this. It's so good. So I want to tell you, John was talking about this cycle that men and women go through. John's not only a great preacher and a great writer, but he's also a trained therapist and a remarkable man. So John says this. This is so good. I put it in my journal. That's how good it is. I put it in my journal. What happens is we begin to be motivated. We're motivated by guilt. We feel guilty. We feel like I'm not doing enough. I can't satisfy my husband. I can't satisfy my wife. I can't satisfy my kids. I can't satisfy my boss. I just feel guilty all the time. I'm trying. I'm working as hard as I can. I'm running as fast as I can. I can't get it all done. I'm overwhelmed. So I feel so guilty about failing. So this is what we do. We say, well, what am I going to do about that guilt? I know what I'll do. I will try harder. That's what I'll do. I feel guilty, so I'll just try harder. Because surely I can do this. Well, what happens when we're already tired, we're running as fast as we can, is your plate full? My plate is full. Anybody got room on your plate for stuff? I'll give you some of my stuff. You can do some of my stuff. You got room on your plate. My plate is full. Your plate is full. We're feeling guilty because we're not able to do even more, so we try harder. And what happens? Fatigue happens. We get so tired. We're trying harder, and it's just wearing us out. And I used to think it would be easier later, but I'm telling you, I just am busy. You are too. It's who we are as a people. So we get tired. We're trying harder. We feel guilty, so we're trying harder, but we get so tired. So you know what happens? We just quit. That's what happens. We say, I can't do this. I can't satisfy people. No one's ever happy. No one's ever content. No one ever says thank you. I'm worn out. I'm exhausted. I'm trying harder. Trying harder doesn't cut it. And I'm so exhausted until finally, and I just think, I'll do one more day, until finally, I got no more days. I quit. I can't do this. Now, I know none of you have ever done that, but how many of you know someone who got that tired? It's like, I'm done, right? So you know what happens then? Well, I feel guilty because I quit. So I think, well, I better try harder. But then I get tired, and then I think, well, and it goes on, and year after year after year, we live in such a pace with so much guilt. And we keep thinking, if I was more mature, I'd be able to do more. I'd get more done. And we keep thinking, at least I could keep up appearances. Have you ever resorted to that? Okay, I know I'm crumbling inside, but at least I'll keep up appearances. Well, you know who used to work on that back in the day of Jesus? Keeping up appearances? The Pharisees. I mean, look what it says. These are the words of Jesus in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 23, to the Pharisees. This is what he says to the Pharisees, religious people who are trying to keep the image up on the outside. How terrible it's going to be for you teachers of the law. And you Pharisees, hypocrites, you're so careful to clean the outside of the cup and the dish, but inside you are filthy, full of greed and self-indulgence. Blind Pharisees, first wash the inside of the cup, then the outside will become clean too. How terrible it will be for you, teachers of the law, and you Pharisees, hypocrites, you're like whitewashed tombs, beautiful on the outside, but filled on the inside with dead people's bones, all sorts of impurity. You try to look like upright people outwardly, but inside your hearts are filled with hypocrisy and lawlessness. And what are the Pharisees about? The Pharisees are all about trying to relieve the guilt by trying harder, but fatigue comes And then you just give up, but then you feel so guilty. The Pharisees are about this commitment. If I'm just committed, if I just keep doing the to-do list, keep the religion, obey the law, keep the religion, obey the law. And if I can keep the religion and obey the law and be committed, then I'll be mature. I'll be the person God made me to be.